Hello everyone, this is CS Priyanka Rai Chaudhary from CS Priyanka's Profession Classes. Welcome to my channel. Today I came with this video that is emerging trend in businesses from business environment and law only for CS Foundation guys. So we are going, this is a main topic, a main chapter. So we are going to discuss the whole chapter from this subject, that is business environment and law, and the topic name is emerging trend in businesses. Would like to inform that I'm also going to upload MCQs on this topic, that is emerging trend in business, along with this video. So would request you to please do this class first, then do the MCQs. So it will be easy for you to solve the questions. So let's start. Franchising. We heard this word many times. So what do you mean by this word, that is franchising? Franchising means an agreement. Franchising is nothing but an agreement where two parties involved actually. One is franchisor, other one is franchisee. Franchisor is a person who grants or license some rights and authorities to the franchisee, another party. Franchising is a well-known marketing strategy for business expansion. If you want to expand your business, then you can enter into this franchising with some other party. Okay. Next point is, there's also a type of contractual agreement which takes place between a franchisor to both the party, that is franchisor and franchisee. Franchisor actually authorizes franchisee to sell their own product, goods, services, and gives the rights to use their trademark and brand name. And in these cases, in franchising, this franchisee, that means who is having right to use the brand name or trademark of the actual franchisor, that person acts like a dealer. And in return, franchisee pay one-time fee, or they also can pay the commission to the franchisor, and also some amount or some shares of revenue profit also can be paid to the franchisor by the franchisee. Some advantages to franchisees are they do not have to spend money on training employees. They get to learn about business techniques. So already it is a settled business. It is also only means it's not a startup. It is already it's there. Okay, its brand value is there. Its trade name is there. Popularity is there. Everything is there. Just you have to expand the thing. Okay, so you are using the franchise. You are entering into a franchising, that is an agreement, contractual agreement, and you are using the this trademark, brand name of the same you have taken from the franchisor, and you will act like as a dealer, and you will do the business. And you are having means through that contractual agreement, you will get that right to sell their product, goods, services. Okay, all the rights you will get. Only in return you have to pay some fee to them, the commission, there's some revenue you need to share. This is what is franchising means. If you're asked in short what is the meaning of franchising, then I would like to say franchising is basically a right which manufacturers or businesses gives to others. This right allows the beneficiaries to sell the product. Beneficiaries in the sense franchisees. Allows the beneficiaries to sell the products or services of these manufacturers or parent businesses. These rights could even be in terms of access to intellectual property rights. So these also gives the right to the franchisee to access the intellectual property rights. So this is what franchising means. Come to what are the basic features of franchising. So some of the important points we came to know, like franchising is a contractual agreement, two parties involved, franchisor, franchisee. If via this franchising agreement, the franchisee gets the right to sell the product, services, all these are the things you can write of your own if you know the thing. The franchisee gets the right to use the patent trademarks of the franchisor. In return, they need to give some fee as well as commission or share the revenues like that. So what are the features coming? Point number one, under a franchising agreement, the franchisor grants permission to the franchisee to use its intellectual properties like patents and trademark. Second is franchisee in return pays a fee to the franchisor and may even have to share a part of his profit. On the contrary, the franchisor provides its goods, services and assistance to the franchisee. Whatever we read in franchising. And lastly, both parties in franchisee sign a franchising agreement. This agreement is basically a contract that states terms and conditions applicable with respect to the franchisee. So here obviously the franchisor is entering into an agreement with the franchisee. Obviously they are going to insert the terms and condition there. So on the basis of that terms and condition, franchisee is going to sign the agreement. Okay, and same time they're getting the permission from the franchisor to use its intellectual property like patent, trademark, and they're also getting the right to sell the proper goods, services, and also all the assistance. They can access the means you can say they can access the trademark, patent, whatever is there, the intellectual property rights. Only in return they have to pay some fee or share the revenue. So these are the salient feature of franchising. Next is benefit of franchises. So we are going to discuss separately the advantages of franchisers as well as the advantages of franchises. So now what will be the benefits or advantages of franchises? Franchises means a person who is granting or giving the permission to the other party for using its patent or trademark or its intellectual property rights. So point number one, franchising is a great way to expand a business without incurring additional cost and expansion. So if franchisor want to expand the business, if they give this right to some other party through this franchising, so this they know means it's a great way to expand the business without incurring any extra money. Okay, because all the expenses is going to be borne by the franchisee, the person who is getting the right or taking the right of selling goods and services or to do the business, that person is going to spend the money. So no franchisor is not required to spend money for expansion of such business. Secondly, it also helps in building a brand name, increasing goodwill, as well as it helps to reach more customers through the franchisees. Thirdly, franchisor gets important feedbacks about the popularity of the products and specific needs, preferences of the local customer from the franchisee. So they get the companion, they get the assistance, and they also get some more feedback about the popularity of product from the franchisee. Franchisor is able to expand the business with a little extra capital from the outlet. So maximum whenever they want to expand their business, they can, if they enters into a franchising or this contractual agreement with some other party is going to invest the capital. So with little capital, extra capital, they can expand their business. And lastly, the franchisor can expand his distribution system in least possible time, very least time, because it is not possible for one person to expand like that. So if they enters into a contractual agreement with some other party, so it will help them to expand this distribution system in a very short time. So possible time they can do this or expansion of business can be done in a very least possible time. So these are the advantages of the franchisors. So benefits of franchisors if they enters into a franchising with some other party. Two, we are going to discuss about the benefits of franchisees who is sitting just opposite to you, the party who is getting the access or rights to use your patent or your trademark or your intellectual property rights. So if you're asked to write the benefits from his perspective, so these are the points. First point is franchisee can predict his success and reduce risk of failure. This is one of the benefit of franchises. They usually can predict his success. And same time, though he can predict, he can reduce risk of failure also. He always he can get always the assistance from the franchisor in subject to training its staff, promotion product, designing store layout, because it is already a setup business, a settled business, a popular, and it's a Already the business is there, a branded business is there, so he's going to expand the business. So in such cases, whatever the possible assistance is required from the franchisor side, he can get. Thirdly, franchisee may get exclusive right to sell the franchisor's product within an area, that already we discussed in the salient feature as well as in the meaning, that this rights they get from the franchisor, that they can sell the product services of the franchisor. Same time, they will also get to know the business techniques and trade secrets of brands from the franchisor, right? No need to freshly do the R&D and to identify the techniques and to use the brands like that. Though it is already settled and already there, the business is, so they can get assistance, or they will get to know the business techniques and trade secrets of brands already from the franchisors. And finally, the franchisee ensures a high degree of quality control. This enables the franchisee to satisfy his customer by offering quality product. So they actually having a high degree of quality control. We called it QC, because they in this way they can satisfy the customers by offering a good quality product, because the products are already it's of good branded products. Okay, they have taken the rights from the franchisor and doing the business for the expansion of such business. So already it's a quality product, so they are only offering those quality products to the customers and satisfying them, and they are maintaining the quality control. So this is other advantages of franchises. So these are the 5 benefits of franchises. Next is disadvantages of franchises. So demerits, you can say. So there is a danger that franchisee may start an identical business with slightly different brand name, because whenever you are entering into a contract, means into a agreement with some other party, and you are granting or giving permission and right to that party to access your patent as well as trademark, or else this in intellectual property right. In such cases, he will get to know many things about your brand value, name, secrets, many techniques, etc., etc. In such cases, there is some sort of risk and danger is there. The franchisee may start an same type of business with slightly different brand name. That is one of the disadvantages of franchisor. Next, franchisor has to provide initial financial assistance and support in form of staff training, advertising, etc. So this training, advertising, though they are main, they are having much more concern about their own business. They want to expand their business by the way of franchising. So now obviously they usually provide the initial financial assistance as well as these trainings, advertising, all these things they have to do for expansion purpose. This is one another demerits, you can say. Next is franchisee may even leak the franchisor secrets to rivals. That is also possible, because whenever the franchisor entering into a franchising with the other party, that is franchisee, in such cases what happened? Franchisee is getting the right to use his that is intellectual property right, as well as to many techniques, secrets they will come to know. And in some case, if in case they are having any differences, or any differences arise between the franchisor and franchisee, maybe franchisee may leak the secrets or confidential information to the rivals. That is also another demerits of franchisors. Lastly, franchising also involves ongoing cost of providing maintenance, assistance, and also training on the franchisor. These are also the one of the demerits, another demerits of the part of franchising, because it's an ongoing cost. They have to provide all those maintenance costs, assistance costs, training. This is a never-ending job. So this is also another demerits of the franchisers. Now, what are the disadvantages of franchisee? If you think from the perspective of franchisee, then what are the disadvantages are there from their side? First is the franchisee does not enjoy complete freedom in his business, though it is already a settled branded business, existing branded business. So some sort of control stays in the hand of franchisor. So franchisee does not get or enjoy complete freedom in that business. Secondly, payment of royalty on a regular basis is to be made to the franchisor, obviously. Okay. So though he is the own franchisor, is the main owner as well as the maker, or in such cases, the franchisor needs to pay the royalty to the franchisor. Thirdly, there is a possibility of conflict between the parties regarding the maintenance of accounts, payment of royalty, violation of quality norms, etc. Okay, two different parties are coming with different knowledge. Obviously, there may be conflict may arise between them. That is another disadvantage. And lastly, franchisee cannot sell his business without taking approval from his franchisor, though it is a contractual agreement between the two parties, that is franchisor and franchisee. So here, franchisee will act as a dealer, not as an owner. So he don't have any right to sell his business without permission, without taking any type of permission from the franchisor. So these are the demerits from the perspective of franchisee, if you can say. Difference between the term franchising, distributorship, agency. So very clearly I have mentioned that distribution and agency, these are the traditional forms of distributing goods and services that we know. Okay, distribution or agency. So very traditional concept also. The key distinguishing feature of a franchise, you can say, is the higher degree of control that a franchisor exercise over a franchisee. So here what happened, in the work of same type of distribution of goods and services, franchisor exercise or having a control over the franchisee. And lastly, the franchisor has a say in all important issues such as branding, methodology and mergers, everything. Okay, only say is from the franchisor side. So without permission of the franchisor, nothing can be done by the franchisee. So these are the minor difference between these three terms. Now, aggregator. So what does this term aggregator means in business organization? Aggregator in simple term, you can say a software or a website which collects various type of news from different sources, you can say. So in one word you can say it's a software or website which is used to collect different types of news from various sources. That is known as aggregator. Obviously it is very clear to you that is it is a digital form. So in digital world, the term refers to that computer software or that website which collects or combines homogeneous information from all around the online world and present it to the viewer or visitor. That is actually known as aggregator. I can give you some example like Google, AdWords, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest. So Pinterest, like from where you can collect many information and photographs, any type of news like that. LinkedIn are being used by every businesses to promote their products and services. So all this type of platforms we use every day-to-day basis to collect the news from the various sources. These are all treated as sources. Means through these various sources, we are collecting the various type of news. Okay. So this is actually known as means aggregator means actually. Now there are different types of aggregator. I have mentioned some of it like search. You are searching something in this browser, means browsing something in a Google or any other platform. It's a social networking. You are shopping online, e-commerce, you can say. Okay, poll. We are doing the video conferencing and interacting or communicating with some other person. We are collecting news. These are all the types of aggregator. Okay, which we collect from various sources. Now, what are the key factors driving the rise of wave aggregators? So we are going to discuss some of the key factors which helps to give this, which are driving the rise of these wave aggregators, or which are help to means develop or promote this type of this wave aggregators. First point is increasing demand for business content. Okay, because nowadays so much means demand is there for business content. Everyone, every day, in every second and every hour, every second, they're searching something, Google, in any type of browser. So that's why, though the demand is more, that's why the people are also creating all these things, blogs, or they're writing the article in the web. All these things are coming. So YouTube, okay. So that's why, though the demand are increasing day by day, obviously these are also help to or driving the rise of web aggregator. Second is web content aggregators are in huge demand nowadays. So nowadays everyone, means if you're subject to the web content, so it's a demand is too high, that is promoting this aggregators. Next is content aggregator is a new name for the traditional journalist. You know that who those were the traditional journalists. Now content aggregator, they are just collecting this type of content, okay, under the new name from the web. So that is also a type of key factor, you can say. Syndication, I have explained, I have mentioned the meaning also here. Syndication is a way of providing content such that it can be subscribed to using a feed reader, integrated into the website as a subset of that site, or aggregated with similar content. Aggregation is a way of collecting multiple syndicated feed into a single feed or as a part of unified website. So syndication meaning is like that, where it is a way actually or process through which you are providing some content. Okay, and it can be subscribed also by using a feed reader. So those who are reading, those who wants the information, they are simply subscribing to your website and getting the feed. Okay, so that is the known as the way you are doing this thing, or the way you are providing the content is known as syndication. That is also one of the key factor here. Next is huge variety of content format are nowadays there, not a specific format. So obviously we can search it in a Google or in other browsers also, in any other browsers. So we can search it. So though the formats or content formats are means many, so huge varieties are there or available in the internet. So that's also driving the rise of web aggregators. Rich media content, that is also one key factor. And obviously for the new business models also, it helps because nowadays it's fully digital world, right? So we don't do anything manually, or we don't we actually avoid paperwork. So whatever is required, client meeting, everything we do online, or you can say e-commerce or else web or digital. Okay, we are linked, or we have involved ourselves with the digital world in such a way that we don't find any other option outside this. So that's why for the new business model, there is no other way other than this wave aggregators. So that is our other key factors. Now, this is another important topic under this emerging trend in business, that is BPO. We heard this word very much. The full form is business process outsourcing. But what does this actually means? What do you mean by BPO? Business process outsourcing, popularly known as BPO, this is actually a business strategy where one company hires another company to perform a certain task for them. That is, they outsource certain job. So this actually happens when you are running a company and it's become impossible for you to run a particular department or particular portion of that company. In that such cases, you can outsource that portion, or you can outsource your business to some other party or to other company. Okay. So these things we called it, we are outsourcing the job. Okay. That is known as BPO. For example, you can say a manufacturing company will outsource their supply chain management to another company who specialized in supply chain management. So actually you are giving, or you are just hiring some other company to perform certain task in your company, okay, as their expertise, or as they are having the specialization on that area. So there are two parties involved in BPO. Okay, one is the client company to whom you outsourced your business, and the external service provider or the vendor, the outsourcer, who is actually giving it, or who is actually providing the, or outsourcing the thing, that is known as outsourcer. One point to note that only non-core activities are usually outsourced. Okay, which is actually the non-core activities. For example, a company do not part with their core competencies. They maintain all their focus on this type of manufacturing, marketing, etc., etc. But those things that they no need to give so much focus or importance on that portion, that can be outsourced in the hand of others or to other party. Those non-core services, for example, like sales service or customer relations, supply chain management, or real-time accounting, etc., this type of things can be outsourced to BPOs. So this is all about the meaning or the understanding of the term BPO. Now let us read some of the advantages of BPO. So if you outsource your business, then some of the advantages though obviously are there. For example, like flexibility. For example, like outsourcing non-core activities to BPO obviously allows a company to be a far more flexible. No need to focus on those non-core activities. Just focus on the core activities. Main portion, manufacturing, production, and all these things. Other things can be outsourced to other expertise or specialized person. Secondly, it's very cost effective. Outsourcing some of the business processes and activities can be very cost effective for the client company actually. It's a very speedy in nature. One of the biggest advantage of BPO is that they increase the speed of the business process outsourced to them. So though you are leaving the thing in the hand of the specialized person or to the specialized person or in the hand of expertise, in such cases, this actually is the biggest advantages you can say, that it's increased the speed of the business process. Automatically, it will be done very quickly. Though it will be in the hand of, it is actually in the hand of specialized person. And obviously, finally the advantages of BPO is a skilled manpower. Obviously, you are going to outsource your business or your certain activities to the skilled person. So outsourcing business activities to a BPO will ensure of exemplary services provided by the skilled manpower. So you obviously will ensure that some who is a skilled person or personnel, or that should be a skilled manpower should be there to who is going to giving you or providing you the service. Okay, or whatever business is outsourced to them, they are going to take care of those things. Skilled, it's going to be the service is provided by those skilled manpower. So this is another advantages of BPO. Now some disadvantages are also there for outsource. If you want to outsource your business, for example, there may be the communication problem. Okay, because various vendors, client, means there may be the communication gap between the client and the vendor companies due to various reason may arise. Different time zone also one of the disadvantages, because there may be the logistic problem with the BPO, because if your client and vendor can operate into different time zone, if for example to whom you outsource, that is they are operating your work, they are operating from the outside the country or from different zone. So in such cases, what happens? The difference in time can create many problems. For example, like online meeting, communication, etc. Because, for example, it's your time of conducting, or you're holding meeting in the morning at 10, and with the client or vendor you want to hold meeting there, it's your morning 10 is maybe their night 1. So there may be the time gap, or this type of problem may arise. So different time zone is one of the disadvantages in BPO. And thirdly is the loss of control. Due to the communication error, time differences, etc., all this, the above two disadvantages. The client company can at times lose control of the project. They may thus feel that the quality of the service has suffered. So that's why they can lose the control from the project due to this communication problem as well as this time zone difference. Next is why we need to outsource our service. Means what are the needs for outsourcing of services? So are there, some reasons are there for outsourcing of services. Like obviously we want to get a specialized performance from some specialized person or skilled manpower or else from the expertise. So that's why it's a specialized, due to the specialized performance or for getting specialized performance, we like to outsource the service. And obviously, secondly, for getting better results, for achieving economy also, though you are leaving the thing in the hand of a specialized person, obviously you will achieve some of the economy. And outsourcing of services and to the skilled in the hand of skilled manpower will ensure some smooth operation. Okay, so activities will be operated very smoothly, you will see, and this will extend, means it will tends to the expansion of the business. It will helps to expand your business in a speedy way or in a nice manner. So that these are the reason behind why we want to outsource or why we need to outsource our service in certain time. Next topic is KPO. After BPO, we are going to read what you mean by the KPO. The full form of KPO is knowledge process outsourcing. So, what do you mean by this KPO exactly? Knowledge process outsourcing, in short KPO, actually means some information related business task or knowledge-based processes such as research, analysis, consultancy or any other high-level task are outsourced. So this type of things like consultancy, any R&D or analysis, this type of work you're going to outsource. Okay, these are all related to some knowledge. That's why it's known as KPO, knowledge process outsourcing. Secondly, these subsidiaries can be of different countries on geographical location. So to whom you are going to outsource, they may be from the different countries and maybe different geographical location. And this is done in order to save resources and cost. KPO firms can take decision of businesses on behalf of the parent companies. This right they are having. So this KPO, those knowledge process outsourcing, is having right to take decision on behalf of the parent company. And similarly, KPO is nothing but the subset of business process outsourcing. So this is actually just coming after the BPO, just subset of BPO you can say. They simply require some of the thing like skill, technical knowledge and expertise. So easily a company can outsource their task to another company, we call them as a vendor or a subsidiary company who is located either in the same country or in some offshore for cost purpose. Okay. And sometimes knowledge process outstanding also acts like an umbrella. It covers a variety of activities. So there are many types of KPOs. I can give you some example like market research, legal discovery, finance research, pharma biotech, data analytics, creative design, technical content writing. All these are coming under KPO because all these type of things are giving you some type of information, some type of knowledge they are giving you. That's why these things, this is known as knowledge process outsourcing. Now there are some formula. First is BPO equals to, if you choose BPO, then obviously it is going to reduce your cost as well as increase productivity. If you choose KPO, then it is going to reduce cost, increase productivity. Obviously, you're going to get greater business insight and experienced workforce also you may get. Hence, if you take KPO, then BPO is a part of KPO. So KPO equals to BPO plus greater business insight plus experienced workforce. So it's better to choose KPO. That's the formula of BPO KPO, because BPO is coming under the, means in the BPO is a part of KPO, subset of KPO we call it. So KPO includes this type of services: engineering service, financial research, outsourcing, any type of business research, design, animation, analysis, marketing services, publishing outsourcing, legal process outsourcing, market research outsourcing. These are all coming under knowledge process outsourcing, that is KPO. Now, uh, some of the sectors I have included in this video, that is various sector under KPO, like law, legal service, intellectual service, patent services, engineering services, life sciences, web development, business research and analytics, fraud analytics, healthcare research, publishing, remote education, project management, market research, data science, IT, ITs. All these are the different types or various sectors under KPO. There are some benefits of KPO. First of all, it's a cost-effective price. There's access to best talent. You're going to best skilled person or skilled manpower or specialized thing you're going to get under KPO. Focus outsourcing. Some of the processes allows the company to focus on its core function. So if you outsource some of the portion, non-core activities, so obviously it is a means benefited, or it is a benefits for the company to focus on its core area. And obviously it helps better utilization of resources. So company, if they choose KPO, it will help them to utilize better resources. So these are the benefits of KPO. Next topic, e-commerce. What do you mean by e-commerce? Electronically, if you do any type of commercial transaction which you are conducted or which you are conducting electronically on the internet or through web, we call these type of transactions are e-commerce. So what is e-commerce? Commercial transaction conducted electronically on the internet. Secondly, this involves the transaction of goods and services, the transfer of fund and the exchange of data. All are electronically or digital, you can say. So this is e-commerce, that is exchange of goods, services, any type of funds, data electronically. That is known as e-commerce. Now, this is a very important portion, classification of e-commerce. So e-commerce are classified into 4 types. That is, first is we called it B2B, B2C, C2B, and lastly C2C. B2B is one business to other business. So whenever one business is interacting or communicating with other business, we called it, it's a, means electronically, we called it, it's a B2B. Okay. Second class is B2C. Whenever all these exchanges of goods, services, transactions, fund, whatever is happening between a business and to consumer, that is known as B2C. Whenever any e-commerce is happening between a consumer to business, we called it C2B. And finally, when two consumer is exchanging all these things electronically, we called it C2C. So there are 4 classification of e-commerce. These are business to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, and finally consumer to consumer. This picture will give you a clear view that C2B, B2C, B2C, C2B, all these things, consumer, this business, so consumer to business, business to consumer, consumer to business, business to business, consumer to consumer. So here all are given like this. So this is the classification of e-commerce, how the one class is going to interact with the other class, or one class is means any type of, they're exchanging any type of transaction data, fund electronically between each other, like business to business, business to consumer, consumer to consumer. So this is actually a classification of e-commerce. Now let us discuss some of the advantages of e-commerce. Firstly, in e-commerce, sellers and buyers can meet in the virtual world without the hindrance of location. So no, you don't have to go physically there. So you can meet in virtual world, online, okay, through wave, video calls, all these things. Okay, no traffic jams and all. Secondly, it eliminates many fixed costs of maintaining bricks, mortar shops. This allows the companies to enjoy much higher margin of profits. So you have to visit there. So you have to spend some money, if it means traveling expenditures, etc., etc. But here, what it eliminates many fixed costs. It provides quick delivery of goods also with very little effort on a part of customer. E-commerce. E-commerce, though electronically. So here the customer can normally shop 24 into 7. Okay, whole day, 7 days, 24 hours it is open. So the website is functional at all times. It does not have any working hour like a shop or like any type of company, office like this, mall. And finally, electronic commerce also allows the customer and business to be in touch directly without any intermediary. So you can directly contact with that person electronically via like any software. Lots of apps are there. Call them. All are now happening through electronically. No need to hire any intermediary to means communicate or to act as a mediator between you two, that is a customer and the business. So these are the advantages of e-commerce. Now come to the disadvantages of e-commerce. The startup cost of the e-commerce portal are very high because you have to set up a proper portal website where you are going through which you are going to connect the customers. Next is e-commerce industry has a high risk of failure because at the first day you cannot say that it will be at a high means it will be a branded as having it will go will go very smoothly. So it needs a promotion, it needs to uh, promote, okay, it needs to attract customers, many things are involved, so there is a high chances of failure. Next is it lacks the warmth of an interpersonal relationship. You know, in personal relationship is having some strength. Okay, you are having, if you are having any convincing power, or if you're convincing some person face to face, that is more effective than you are convincing through phone or through wave, through mails like that. So interpersonal relationship is missing here in e-commerce. Next is security is another concern. Like obviously, if you wants to buy any goods and services, we have to give our credit card number, identity details, etc., etc. So there's a security concern will be there, like credit card theft, identity theft remains big concern with the customers. These are another disadvantages. And another thing is, whenever you are ordering something, after the order is placed, there can be problems with shipping, delivery, mix-ups, etc. You are ordering something, something else is coming, okay, or something else is delivered to you, else has delivered to you. So these are all mix-ups may happen there. So these leaves the customer unhappy and dissatisfied. That can be also another disadvantages in e-commerce. Another topic, digital economy. What is this actually? Digital economy is one collective term for all economic transactions that occur on the internet. It is also known as the wave economy or the internet economy. So these are the other term of digital economy, that is wave economy and internet economy. Digital economy is defined as an economy that focuses on digital technologies only. That means whatever you do through electronically, digital economy only focus on that. It is based on digital and computing technologies. It essentially covers all businesses, economic, social, cultural activities that are supported by the wave only, and digital communication technologies, whatever is possible through wave electronically, Digital economy is that. Okay, that is only the wave economy, or your computing technologies or is based on digital. Okay, any type of web support, social, cultural, whatever it is there, that is known as digital economy. There are also some merits and demerits of digital economy. So what are the merits of digital economy? Because it promotes the use of the internet, obviously, because nowadays using internet is one of the daily necessities, it's became daily necessities, okay, in our life, daily life. So it promotes that use of the internet. It also gives rise in e-commerce, because nowadays we hardly means withdraw cash or to pay cash. Always we use different types of wallets, cards, credit cards, and other different types of sources. But that is also a type of e-commerce. So now this e-commerce replaces cash totally, and that is also a digital economy. Now we are buying goods and services, that is also electronically through Amazon, Flipkart, etc., etc., Myntra, Max, many apps are there. So now hardly we go to a shop and buy any dress or something. We maximum time we buy online, or else if we go to any shopping complex, then also we pay through cards and all. So that is also one of the advantages of digital economy, and it's a very transparent in nature. Same time, demerits are also there. Though all become online, okay, we are buying goods and services through web or online, okay, so it replaces the manual work. So obviously it gives rise in loss in employment. Lots of people are there, there are means they're not getting job, because now the full replaced electronically, no? You know, that's the thing, one of the demerits. Lack of experts, okay, no one is going to explain you or to give tell you anything about such product, okay, you have to read the reviews, everything we are doing through web only. So obviously that lacks of experts, and it also involves heavy investment, uh, though we cannot bargain. Okay, so if its sale is there, it's okay, otherwise we cannot bargain. Whatever price is there, we have to pay and we can buy it. So that is also another demerits of digital economy. One more concept is there, incubator concept in business. What is actually an incubator? Business incubator actually a company which helps these new and startup companies to develop by providing services such as management training or office spaces, all these things they provide. Okay, or any company who helps this startup or new company by providing certain types of trainings, means office space or any place, or they may give you staff support or any equipment for doing or for starting a new type of business. This is actually known as incubator. So incubator in business concept is like that. This is a type of company who provides this type of support, like this type of services like management training, or office space or any other equipments or staff support at a very low rent, okay, to these small businesses. So that concept is known as incubator. Now we are going to discuss a separate concept, that is asset light model. What is actually asset light model? This is a business model, okay, for an organization, you can say, where a company is having a relatively fewer capital asset compared to its operation. Now, this is also you can say it's a business strategy which makes up to efficiency by focusing, means this type of new companies or startup companies focus more on equity investment on those where an organization's expertise achieves the best return for investors. And the principal objective of this approach is to boost the company's long-term value by expanding its unique resources. This model is very helpful to move faster and to get long-term sustainability. And also it generally helps an organization to start operation by outsourcing any resources from the different firm. For example, you can say a company serves a larger number of customer online. In order to make the service quicker, they have to opt for a cloud or any other SAP or any other software. At that point, the organization's option for a different services providing company instead of setting own server and data centers. It saves this extra operating cost and manpower so that they can only focus their own business operation. This type of concept is actually known as asset-light model. So thank you friends. Hope you will be benefited from my video. This is the complete chapter from the business environment and law. Okay, emerging trends in business. So I will request you please do this chapter first. Then I have uploaded some of the, and I also discuss some of the MCQs on this topic. So go through that. If any query, feel free to write in my comment section. If you like my video, then don't forget to like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you guys. See you soon. Bye.